A Los Alamos scientist was measuring CO2 emissions when a methane hotspot was discovered last year, hovering over 2,500 square miles in the Four Corners area of the Southwest. Methane, which is natural gas, is a clean fuel, a greener alternative to coal, but when emitted into the atmosphere, it's a dangerous pollutant. That's led to both environmentalists and industry working together to find and capture those emissions. Special correspondent Kathleen McCleary recently traveled to the Four Corners area for the PBS NewsHour to learn more.
You can't see it with the naked eye, but methane gas is escaping into the air around this well in northwestern New Mexico.
Oh yeah, boy. It's just boiling up out of off the side of it here. You can take a look.
You can see the methane, along with other emissions, with the help of an infrared camera. This one operated by the environmental group Earthworks.
There's a lot of leaking coming from both of those valve boxes.
Methane is the primary component of natural gas. It's also a greenhouse gas. Like carbon dioxide, it traps energy in the atmosphere, and according to the Environmental Protection Agency, contributes to climate change. CO2 is far more prevalent, but methane is much more potent.
Methane is about 25 times more potent a greenhouse gas on a 100-year horizon than CO2.
Los Alamos atmospheric scientist Manvendra Dubey was measuring carbon dioxide, not methane, last year when NASA released satellite images, including this one, showing a 2,500 square mile hotspot centered over the Four Corners area where New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, and Arizona meet.
They showed that over Four Corners, methane was enhanced, and it was the kind of the hottest methane spot in the whole of continental U.S.
Now Dubey and others are tracking methane through ground and aerial investigations aimed at finding the sources of the hotspot. Some emissions seep out of coal beds here in the San Juan Basin. Some come from agriculture, including cows. Winds allow the gas to pool in the river basins surrounded by mountains. Nationwide, the EPA traces the largest amount, about 30%, to natural gas and petroleum. But the industry doesn't accept that figure yet. Wally Drangmeister, vice president of the New Mexico Oil and Gas Association, wants the ongoing research to examine all sources.
There are natural outcroppings, there's coal mining, there's a lot of other activities, and so we would really like to see the science completed so that we're not just the only industry or the only source that's getting blamed.
We're in the middle of nowhere, but yeah, basically we're kind of in the middle of that hot spot.
At Devil's Spring Ranch, Don and Jane Schreiber worry about the natural gas wells on their property. They took us along on a tour in their retrofitted school bus when the Earthworks team visited recently.
If you see leakage coming on this camera, there is leakage and there's really no argument about it anymore.
The Schreibers' concern goes beyond climate change to the air they're breathing, because other chemicals like benzene are emitted along with the methane.
It's got to be bad, and now we know it is, and it's in that cloud, and it's a very, very sobering thing.
Companies can drill here because of a law called split estate. The Schreibers own the land above ground, but the mineral rights below, in this case owned by the federal government, can be leased to oil and gas companies. More than 120 wells dot the Schreibers ranch, just a fraction of the tens of thousands in the nation's second largest natural gas field.
We went to 3 wells today. Every one of them were either venting or leaking, and those were, less than a mile from our house.
Well, there are 20,000 existing wells here now, most of them acting just exactly like the wells we saw today.
We're still finishing up the series of 16 studies.
The Environmental Defense Fund has spearheaded multiple studies on methane emissions. Its energy policy manager says the problem is not a tough one to solve.
Literally, the problem is being looked at by rocket scientists, but the solutions are largely plumbing. We're talking about fixing pipes, stopping them from leaking at natural gas production sites, and that's stuff that we know how to do.
Anywhere that we have methane usage, you would be concerned if you have leaks.
Industry is hunting and fixing methane emissions, says Tom Mullins, who owns part of an oil and gas company in Farmington. We met on the campus of San Juan College's School of Energy, which offers hands-on training.
We've been applying technology, identifying leaks that are out there. We do that on a daily basis, is all good, industry folks would do.
For industry, doing green is nice. Seeing green is even better. Captured methane can be sold since it's essentially natural gas. That's good for companies and taxpayers.
We're in the business of producing methane, and we would like to get paid for it, and we would like the public to get paid for their share of that methane. Here in New Mexico, basically the entire public school system, both at K through 12 and then the higher educational system, is funded from the revenues from oil and gas royalties.
Most of this is underground.
The desire to recoup emissions has sparked technological innovations. Jason Libersky's company, Quantigy Engineering, designs compressors that vacuum vapors off storage tanks.
What we do now is basically provide suction to these tanks that just suck off the gases that would normally be released to the atmosphere.
So this essentially is a vacuum cleaner.
Exactly, a high-dollar vacuum cleaner.
That vacuum can cost upwards of $50,000. Infrared cameras can be twice that. Even this tiny control valve has a stiff price tag for small producers.
The little item is a $400 item. So you can see that this item there's two of those on this particular unit. So that's an $800 item. Some of our marginal type wells might not make $800 profit in a year.
Oil and gas prices are low right now, but natural gas production in the U.S. is on the upswing and is expected to grow more than 50% over the next 25 years. That means emissions are likely to increase too, unless measures are taken to reduce them. Last year, Colorado, New Mexico's neighbor to the north, became the first state to clamp down on methane emissions. Now federal rules are in the works. Proposed EPA standards, when combined with other federal actions, could cut emissions from 2012 levels by 40 to 45% by the year 2025 and require semi-annual inspections of production facilities. The Bureau of Land Management, which oversees public lands, mostly in the West, has drafted a new rule aimed at reducing wasteful flaring, venting, and leaking of natural gas, but the details and timetable aren't known yet. Industry doesn't want more regulation.
A good example might be something like the fact that they call for using of infrared cameras many times a year on every well. Well, that's something that could cause low producing wells that are late in their life to just become uneconomical and have to be plugged.
So right here is where you're seeing is it?
Environmentalists say the EPA proposals are a good start, but don't go far enough.
It wouldn't cover a well like this because this is an existing well. It will only cover new wells, but you got to get some kind of regulation in place in the first instance, and I'm real glad they're doing that.
Still, no matter the method, cutting methane emissions is a goal shared by industry, government, and environmentalists.
If you're concerned about climate change, it's important for those reasons. If you're concerned about waste of a natural resource, it's important for those reasons as well. It's really a win-win issue.
I'm Kathleen McCleary for the PBS NewsHour in New Mexico's San Juan Basin.